Welcome everybody. So we will understand what is 5D. This session is especially for people who are new to this 5D concept and all this ascension and all this. So there are a lot of slides, so I'll go a bit faster. If you have any question and answer session, we'll take it in the end. So first, let us do a small meditation. This is called stillness meditation. So we will just close our eyes and observe our body and also observe our mind, observe our thoughts. If any thoughts arise, we will just focus on the third eye and start breathing so that our focus goes there and the thoughts like slowly fade away. So then that way, that way we'll control the thoughts. Once you have zero thoughts, then again go back to observation, just being aware of the self, of the thoughts. No thoughts. The ultimate aim is zero thoughts, right? So we will please close your eyes and just start observing your body. Just observe your body, your mind, your thoughts, and sit in stillness, total stillness. Now, be in the now and here. If any thoughts are coming, just focus your attention on your Agya chakra and start breathing from there. And when you breathe out, just breathe away all your thoughts, just blow it away. And once you feel you're thoughtless, again come to awareness and observation. Come to stillness. Just be in awareness. Be in the now and here. Thoughts are coming. Just focus on your third eye, or the Agya chakra, and start breathing from there. Slowly come back. Rub your hands, keep them on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly open your eyes. Thank you. So now let's go into the topic. I'll just share the screen. Yeah. So let's see what is 5D. Now, as we all have heard and not heard, whatever. So Mother Earth is moving from 3D to 5D. That is a third dimension. We are right now in the third dimension. It is just the physical reality, length, breadth, and width, as you all know. And we will be shortly moving to the fifth dimension. And in between, there is a fourth dimension also. I will explain you later. So, what first we'll understand what is 3D, 3D reality. It is more to do with physical plane, and we are all stuck up in the body conscious right now. And there is a lot of separation. There is labeling, there is categories, there is nationality, gender, religion. We are all based on separations. We live based on separation. But we all know that we have come from the same source and we all are the same material. But in the 3D reality, we are all fighting against each other, thinking we are different people, different nations, different religion, and all these things. And we are like, it is fixed. Like our routine is every day. If we see, it's just a Xerox copy. We go to school or we go to office. We earn money. We come back and marry. Then we have children. We pay taxes, and everybody's life more or less is just the same. Only like we are just making a living here in the physical world, physical reality. And and the main thing, what is happening here is we have been recycled, like based on the theory of karma. After we leave our body, we are taken to some place. Then we are said that, okay, you have not done this right, that right, and you have to go back and go school. You're going to the school, you have to learn, take lessons, and again we are sent back. So we are in an infinite loop. This is like we're still schooling. Its schooling is going on for I don't know how many centuries or whatever, how many millennia. We have been recycling ourselves. So this is all a part of 3D matrix actually. And yeah, the and uh, So now what we we have to understand, this is all a part of 3D matrix. So we'll see now what are the definitions of 3D matrix. Like, for example, there is duality, as I told you, and separation based on religion, caste, and all this. And materialism. We are all into materialism, buying house, buying things, and all these things. Then life and death, as I told you, we're infinitely being recycled. So getting going out of this cycle is a big thing actually as of now. And we live in illusions. So as our Sanatan Dharma say, we are in Maya. So literally we are in Maya. This is all an illusion. Then spirituality, of course, nowadays people are awakening to spirituality, but otherwise 99% of the world population is just religious. We can say some are religious. Religion is not exactly spirituality, but of course they're starting, that's a starting point anyways. So and we are unforgiving, like all these things. You can see crime, there is violence, there's war, there's fear, worry, lack, Everywhere there is lack of everything. Then there is anger, rage, bitterness, all these things, hopelessness, stagnation. All these are the characteristics of what 3D world is. So this is the 3D reality which we live in. So next, let us see what is the fourth dimension. Before going to the fifth dimension, there is a bridge of fourth dimension. Now we can say now who are we all are into the fourth dimension because this is a preparation stage basically. We have come out of 3D world and we know there is something beyond 3D which we can cross. So we have come to this stage now where we jump illusion. We know now this all is illusion, so we need to come out. We are doing meditations. We are seeking the truth. We are questioning everything, and these are all the characteristics of a fourth dimension. We are first thing is spiritual awakening is happening to us. We are meditating, getting to know a lot of things. Then we are practicing forgiveness, then mindfulness, meditation, empathy, compassion. We all are like slowly moving towards that. We are developing empathy, compassion. Then we are focusing on our well-being. Then we are finding a soul purpose. We know that we are becoming from body conscious. We are slowly getting into the soul conscious. So once we know we are a soul, then we'll understand why we have come here, what is the purpose we are trying to find out, and we are trying to work on that. And we are seeking the truth. And yeah, and many people already are getting signs like angelic numbers and synchronicities are happening, slowly inching towards the 5D. Then all this, we are practicing detachment also and acceptance of everything. We are accepting things now, whatever in whatever physical life we're accepting, started accepting things, not resisting everything. So this was 4D, and now we will see what is 5D. So 5D is so beautiful, it is returning to the love. 5D conscious, we will experience true freedom. Now we were thinking free will. Free will is also like we were bound by karma and all this do's and don'ts and all these consequences. So, but in 5D, it is a true freedom we have, and we will start becoming unconditional love. We'll start feeling that unconditional love, and main thing is there is no concept of time and space. In 3D, there is time and there is space because everything is physical. So, but in 5D, there is no concept of time and space. Everything is just now and here, right now and right here. And it is mostly, and space concept also is not there because things will be more subtler in nature. And we'll be working from our hearts and souls, not from our mind and indriyas. Now we'll be working more from the heart and from the souls. We'll become more of soul conscious. And we will start living in love and light. There is no past, there is no future. We will live in the present moment, and mostly people will start communicating telepathically with each other. So we may not need mobile phones also. So we'll be starting talking from mind to mind. People will start talking. And of course, there will be no diseases. There will be a lot of changes in our body at the DNA level. A lot of repairs will happen, and a lot of changes will be happening. Uh, so we'll be absolutely healthy, and we'll live longer, more peaceful, more joyful. Like all these things, once we were to go there to really experience. So, and non-duality will be there, inner peace will be there. We can manifest things faster. We'll have empathy, then we'll have oneness, and intuition power will be very strong. So all these things are some of the mm, what to say characteristics will be inculcating inside us. So what is the exact difference in 3D and 5D is like we'll be vibrating at a higher frequency. The main thing is frequency and vibration. Now we are at a very, very low frequency. We'll see that later, like how it affects. So main difference is we'll be vibrating at a very high frequencies. So that way, we will go to a higher state of consciousness. Our consciousness will rise. Basically, it's all to do with energy, frequency, and consciousness, the difference. So we'll be going everything taking it to the next level, very high level of consciousness will be this thing. So we'll see what exactly is how physical astronomically what's going to happen. 5D मतलब क्या है, मतलब क्या होने वाला है जगत में, बाहर क्या क्या घट रहा है, वो देखेंगे हम. So what is the thing is, everything is circular in nature, right? Right from atoms, where protons and neutrons are circulating. Then we have our solar system, where our Earth is circulating the sun, and our moon is circulating the Earth. Everything, this is the universal principle to make an infinite loop, never-ending infinite loop. Things have been made, everything in circular form. So now there is something called photon belt. This is actually a new thing because this phenomenon happens once in 26,000 years. So definitely this will be a new concept for us because we are unaware of it. Maybe we would experienced before when if we were our souls were before 11,000, 12,000 years back, then we would have experienced. Now again we are going to experience the same thing. So this is the cycle of total cycle is 26,000 years. This is the central sun, what you see, or Alcyon karke, this is the central sun. And the tire-like structure is the photon belt, it is called. Okay, photon belt is a very high energy particle called photons. Photons, it's the smallest electromagnetic. I'll explain you later. First, we'll see this photon belt. So now what's happened is this total cycle is 26,000 years, and every 11,000 years, our solar system enters this photon belt. And for 2000 years it will be there, again it will go out, and again the other side it will come. So this cycle keeps happening. So this particular event is happening after 11,000 years. Now we have already entered this photon belt. Photon belt is a very high energy band, so that it emits a lot of energy. So what's happening is that energy is getting because even our solar system has here we have shown outside because just to make it clear, but actually this solar system is inside this now. Our solar system is inside this photon belt. It has already entered. So we are seeing a lot of changes happening. That high energy which is emitted from the belt is being transmitted to our sun, and sun in turn is forwarding that energy to all our planets. Of course, Earth also it is transmitting. So this is the exact thing that's happening now. So a lot of divine souls wants to experience this light, this high consciousness. So a lot of divine souls, as you all know, we are all like we are all a lot of divine souls are coming down to earth now, taking birth, and they want to come. So this is the photon belt. So this is the thing happening, and photons are like it's a electromagnetic radiation. It's the smallest unit. It's a high electromagnetic radiation. It also includes visible light. Of course, it's a band of frequencies. So it's also whatever light you see, and it is responsible for light energy. So um, we are entering that high energy band now. What evidences we are seeing on the earth, we will see now, physical evidences that's happening. As I told, that energy from that central sun is hitting the sun, and sun is emitting solar flares. It is last May or something last year, this thing last year we saw solar flares happening. If you observe this NASA, if you are closely observing NASA websites and all, you can see these happening. and they are classified into like B class, C, M, and X. Nowadays, a lot of X category. X is the highest or the most powerful solar flare that's happening. So it's already happening in X also. Again, one, two, three, four. Like maybe some subcategories are there. So we are slowly experiencing more and more. We are getting a more and more dosage of that solar flare happening. Uh, so, like how we measure earthquake, like solar flares also scientists are measuring. This is all scientific evidence which you can get in the NASA websites and other websites. If you go, you'll get to know all this. So once what happens is the solar flare happens. It bursts out magnetic field. Once it bursts, what will happen? Something called CME is released. CME is the coronal mass ejection. So now the center, what you see, this is yeah, here actually there's a filter. Red is a filter, and behind it is the sun. And what you see, these emissions, that is the sun happening from the sun. This is the CMEs that is thrown out. The high energy particles are thrown out from the sun because of solar flares. So this is called coronal mass ejections. So ejections means, like it is ejecting these particles. They're also they're also called solar storms or whatever. The different names are there, but these CMEs are being ejected from the sun, which is hitting our Earth's atmosphere. That's why what happens is you get to see these auroras. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. This. So yeah, I will like first explain aurora. So that's why we get to see these these kind of auroras. These beautiful things that we see. So why it happens is because the solar uh, CMEs hit our magnet. Before that, let us understand what is magnetosphere. All know that Earth is a magnet, right? It has a north pole, it has a south pole. And because of that magnetic effect, there is a magnetic field around it, which as of now, it is protecting our Earth from the CMEs. CMEs are getting bombarded on these on our Earth, but luckily because of this magnetic field around it, it is not hitting the surface of the Earth. It is just hitting these. You can see the third diagram here. It is the field of the Earth is protecting us from the CMEs hitting the surface of the Earth. That's why this beautiful auroras. This here also you can see how this the field is protecting us. So this is the phenomenon. That is why these auroras are generated when CMEs hit those fields. This beautiful patterns we are seeing. It is actually, we can say, a tsunami actually coming towards us, but luckily we are being protected just because of this magnetic field around the Earth. So this is all the physical evidence which is happening because of that photon belt we have entered. And nowadays you can see a lot of things, a lot of times, a lot of more powerful stuff happening. So apart from that, this is one concept, and apart from that, there's something called Schumann's resonance, where Schumann's resonance is like it's an electromagnetic wave, which was actually it is also called mother's heartbeat. When ionosphere is there, it is covering the Earth, and in between the Earth there is the air, this thing space between that. There is a constant frequency going on. That frequency is 7.83 hertz. It was constant till 2012 around. So now it has gone up to 30 and 40 hertz. Like people are measuring just like how they measure earthquakes. So we can say it's a mother's heartbeat. If you say it was 7 hertz, 7.83 hertz, and now it has gone up to 40 hertz, means so much times it has increased. Of course, it is varying, of course. So it may go up more also. So this is called Schumann's resonance. So yeah, we are moving into higher frequency at every stage. So this is one of the phenomenon that's happening. This is also, you all will get all these things in your scientific all websites if you go. So this was all about what is 3D, 4D, and 5D and physical happenings. So what should we do now? How should we prepare ourselves to go to 5D? First, before going into the depth of what we should do, first let us understand what we are made up of. So first, let us think quantum. Now, physics is gone and quantum physics is taking over. So quantum physics, so quantum physics main discovery was we are all not at all matter as such. We are all just quarks. We are all called quarks. Quarks are nothing but these are just energy particles. When we suppose just this illustration, when we take the matter and break it down into molecules, then molecules into atoms. You know now the every particle, every human being is made up of atoms. Till that we know that physics talks about that. We are all matter. We are all atoms and all that. But now quantum physics has discovered when we break in every proton and neutron, when we break them up, it is just a quark. Matlab inside a proton and neutron, there are three quarks. A quark is nothing but a energy particle, not even particle, it is a blob, we can say, energy, vibrating energy in the form of a string. It just vibrates. So it is just energy. So now quantum physics says that physics says that everything is matter. Everything was made up of matter and atoms and this thing. But now quantum physics says that is all rubbish. It is all just energy. We are all energy particle, energies. So that's what we have discovered now. Going forward, so this see again, this also illustrates that human beings, like when we break up this proton, and there are three quarks inside this, and again, yeah, so that's how we are made up of. We are just quarks. We are just energies. So there is nothing physical about us at all. That's what uh, our Sanatan Dharma used to keep on saying, Maya, Maya, Maya. Everything is an illusion, illusion. Nothing is physical. So this itself is a big surprise to us. Like science is only proving this now. Science is coming towards spirituality. So you can see here, this blue color thing. If we take, for example, it may be a proton or a neutron. So in this, the quarks, and they are just energy, sort of a mild energy. So why we look solid? Because we are tightly packed. The best example we can take is like ice particles. Ice, if we solidify ice, it becomes solid. When we start boiling it, it becomes liquid, and we still boil, it become air, right? So the matter, why we are solid? Because we are all, the atoms are tightly bound. That's it. But if we go deep, 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 we are just energy. So this is the best example where we can understand why we everything looks solid around us. So as I was telling, physics believed that we are made up of matter, but quantum physics says we are made up of consciousness and energy. Of course, there is consciousness. That's why everything is going in a perfect order, perfect synchronicity. Everything is happening just because of consciousness. Just energy. If there is only energy, it was all haywire. But because there is consciousness and intelligence in each and every atom or particle or everything, human beings, things are going in a very smooth way. So yeah, and this one very famous experiment of quantum physics started somewhere here, where this double slit experiment. You can see this first diagram. Consciousness defines our reality. See this actually this person who is jumping around, it will be behaving somehow. When somebody is observing, it will behave in a particular way. When somebody is not observing, it will behave in a this thing way. Of course, double slit experiment is a big theory. You can go and if those who have not seen, they can go and explore in the internet. Uh, But consciousness defines the reality. So everything, like, yeah, you can go and watch it later on. We'll just move forward. So there are famous quotes from this famous scientist. Einstein says everything is energy and that's all to it. So during the time of Einstein only, they've all discovered this. Quantum physics almost was born around that time. So these people know about it, and now it is coming to light because it is becoming more evident, and it is coming to common people because of the time constraint, because of the time we live in, moving towards 5D, we already moved into the photon belt. So all this has become evident now. And one more famous quote, like, yeah, everything is energy, and that's there. The match the frequency of the reality you want. So if you want to manifest something, you just you have to increase. We have to increase our own frequency and vibration, then we can manifest that. So that's what this indirectly means. And there's one more quote from Nikola Tesla. He's also a very famous scientist. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibrations, period. That's it. So these people knew all this, like, so yeah. So what's the conclusion? Conclusion is we are all energy beings who vibrating at certain frequencies. So yeah. So now we all know we are all energy beings. So everything is, let's work on our thoughts, emotions, and consciousness. Consciousness is nothing but Hindi में चेतना कहते हैं, चेतना. So yeah, let's see how to work around. And there was an important table developed by this famous scientist David R. Hawkins. So he developed this map of consciousness. So you can see the first two columns. The first column says at what state of emotion we are in, and what is the frequency we generate by being in that emotion. Second column says the frequency from 0 to 100, the scale is there. So if we take from down, the shame is 20 hertz. So like this, all this guilt, apathy, fear, desire, if we are all in the lower frequency band. If we are most of the time we are vibrating with that frequency, we are in the lower frequency bands. And slowly moving up, anger, pride, courage, neutrality. Like if we slowly move up, the frequency keeps increasing, acceptance. And finally, if you see the love energy, it is 500, and peace, joy, enlightenment. If you see the ultimate enlightenment is we become totally soul conscious. Once we become soul conscious, we become detached. Once we become detached, none of this can touch us. For example, Buddha is the best example. He was vibrating at that frequency. So anybody goes into his frequency also would get converted. So that is the highest frequency, enlightenment. So this is a very famous map of consciousness. Uh, with coming to the gunas, like we know this tamas, rajas, and sattva guna. So tamas is all vibrating at a low frequency, is all tamasic. Then next comes rajasic, like sort of a middle category. Then the topmost, like from love to enlightenment, it is sattvic. So with respect to the gunas, what we have or what we inculcate, we will know where we are standing. So yeah, now this is a very clearly it says, like, if we are in 3D world, where what all these things are there, which we should let go of if we want to move to higher consciousness. And 4D is, of course, working from the mind, and 5D is this totally soul conscious. 3D is purely body conscious. So you can see the difference now clearly. A body conscious to soul conscious, we should make a transition. Then we'll be moving to the 5D, fifth dimension. So these are all again the same things, but so low vibration emotions and high vibration emotions. Okay. Uh, yeah. So so these are all again, yeah, the same thing, low vibration or high vibration. So emotions directly influence our frequencies and vibrations. So let's work on our emotions, and the heart is the core where emotions are very, very strong, because the heart center is the most strongest electromagnetic field it generates. It can overtake anything, like it can influence others and influence our own body and our own well-being also. If we are very happy and joyful, obviously we will attract less disease, we will attract good people, we'll become more healthy. It's so it's very, very important that we vibrate at that frequency and work on our heart chakras. Of course, mind also, thoughts also matter, but heart is more powerful than the mind. Of course, mind also we have to work, no doubt about it. Thoughts and emotions play important role. So, so just this is just Anahat chakra, just to give a slide brief explanation of what is Anahat chakra or the heart chakra. So these are all the things, characteristics or properties we can say. So let we have to now work on some divine virtues which we need to inculcate in order to transition to the 5D. For example, these are a oneness. Oneness is like that's what I was telling you, separation. There should be no separation between, like, we should not have any separation. We know that we are all from the same source, and we whether he belongs to that country, this country, that religion, whatever it is, we should have that oneness concept in us. We are all human beings and we all have the same souls and same panch tattva bodies. Only we act differently because we have bought a different baggages. We all have bought different baggages from n number of lifetimes. That's why we behave differently. But otherwise, the mool basic concept is oneness. So, and there's a example of a pendulum, good and bad, like Ram and Ravan, like good and bad. We keep judging people, right? So that also we have to stand in the center. Say nothing is good, nothing is bad. Everything is happening as per what is supposed to happen. So the pendulum has to be in the center. It should not go towards, our thought, I'm saying. Of course, we should always have good virtues like Ram, but also accept Ravan. Ravan, say, we should not hate him. Once we start hating Ravan, that quality we'll first put into ourselves and then we will project it. So that way, just accept everything, because in a chess coin, both black and white both has to play. That is a, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever, it is a game, it is a rule on this 3D world matrix. So we have to move beyond this, just be in the center, be aligned, and accept everything, everybody. That is oneness, being in oneness. Then next is the unconditional love. Unconditional love is like irrespective of what's happening from outside, whatever the response or whatever the circumstances you're in, whatever the people you're with, whatever they say, whatever they do, we have to be balanced and centered. That is being not, that is being love, being unconditional love. That should be our mool prakriti. Then gratitude. Have gratitude for everything. We are getting so many things. We have everything in this world. We should not focus on what we don't have. We should focus on what we have and have gratitude. Then more and more, this universe will give us. And next is forgiveness. Of course, because to overcome any karmic or whatever things, forgiveness is very, very important. You just seek forgiveness and give forgiveness also, both ways. Give and take forgiveness. Thereby we can cut our karmic or whatever baggages we have through forgiveness, unconditional love. We can start coming out of those old patterns, greedy patterns. Then compassion. Compassion is like feeling the concerns of others, like feeling one when we have oneness, automatically compassion will be a part of it. So whatever the other person is going through, we will also feel for that person, that whatever he's feeling, we can feel. But of course, with detachment, we can always maybe help or whatever. That is having compassion, even not just for human beings. Nowadays, you can see a lot of people have a lot of animals, towards plants, towards even small creatures. Like people, you can see a lot of examples nowadays. So those people, though they are not meditating or whatever, they are still having compassion towards an animal, so something like that. They're already, this is a virtue of a 5D virtue. They'll be vibrating at a higher frequency. And of course, being in a blissful state. Once detachment comes, next is detachment. When detachment comes, being in blissful state is very easy. We can because we won't get affected. When we become soul conscious, all these, then blissful state is a default nature we can inculcate. So I said I was talking about this Mula Prakriti. So nature teaches us, nature gives us a very big, good example of how to be in uh, the Mula Prakriti. For example, a mango tree, whatever, how many stones you hit, you scolded, whatever you do, if you throw stones, it'll throw mango at you. So the Mula Prakriti of the tree is it throws mangoes. It doesn't, how hard you're hitting the mango tree or whatever, it doesn't bother. It just gives mangoes. Similarly, the sun, you scold, you say whatever you do, it will emit light. Its Prakriti is that, just emitting light. It gives because of light, because of that we all are like not just light, it is energy, because we all are literally alive because of sun energy. So it is like it just gives. And one more example is the ant. That Mool Prakriti is going in line. Always it goes in a single line. It's like a discipline. We should learn discipline from an ant. Even when we are driving, we try to cross the lane and try to go first. So the ants are much far better than our human beings. So at least they follow. Like even if we do try to cut a line across, still they try to get the line and they go in a line. That's the discipline they follow. Lot of things to learn from the ant actually. There are a lot of other good things which we can learn. This beautiful creature. And of course, the river. The we should be like a river. For example, river originates from a small source from somewhere in the mountain, and it just keeps flowing. Even if it comes across a huge mountain in front of it, it'll just take a turn. It'll take a course, and somehow its intention is only to reach the sea. So it starts from somewhere, but it knows somehow, because of this consciousness or whatever, it somehow reaches the sea. So its main focus is just flowing. River just keeps flowing. It never stops. It never thinks, oh, I have a big mountain, huge mountain in front of me. Now I can't go anywhere. It doesn't say that. It tries to find some way out and somewhere, and finally goes, and it'll travel millions of kilometers, I mean, thousands of kilometers, and finally go and merge in the sea. So our main thing, like we have come here, we have to again go back to the source. So river is the best inspiration, like how to go back to the source. In spite of having thousands of hurdles, it we have to move forward. That should be our aim. So these are all some of the nature's best example of how to make our Mool Prakriti go towards 5D, to inculcate all these characteristics or virtues. So, and one more tech best example is like Google Map. When we are going somewhere and we take a wrong turn, It'll tuck tuck tuck. It'll just turn. It'll just try to find from wherever you are. It'll again take a different route and finally go to the same destination. Its destination is fixed. So Google Map also teaches us, even if we go wrong somewhere, it'll again from that it goes back to the same destination, finding a different route. So it never allows its focus to wither. It'll just go to that destination. So Google Map also is one good example we can say. So we should fix our destination where we want to go, either liberation or wherever. Well, then even if we go out of the way, try to come back and move forward. Like how, for example, Arjun once, if anybody, if as Guru asks what you see, he say, I see only the bird's eye. Because a teacher had told him to shoot the eye. He only sees that. He doesn't see the bird, he doesn't see the tree, he doesn't see anything else. So that focused his. So that way also we should um, move forward, having an aim. So now let's see the vibrations and the frequency of the food. That is very important because every day we eat food and what we eat is what we become. जैसा अन्न वैसा मन कहते हैं. So so this is just one small table. See the frequency of this. If we see the frequency of plants, fruits, vegetables, it's at 90 hertz. And see the last one, dead flesh, fish and beef, if we eat, it is at 2 hertz. So if we keep eating this non-vegetarian food, it will be dragging us down. The frequency is very, very, very low. So even if we are doing a lot of meditations and all that, by eating this food, our frequency is pulled down so drastically. Even a dead person whose dead process has started, even his frequency is at 25. So, and a healthy body is at 62. So now people can decide whether what they want, where they want to head. So based on that, they can decide the food habits. So eating non-veg is definitely bringing down your frequency. So this is one very good eye opener, we can say. Apart from other things, if we look in at least only just frequency, we can decide what to eat and what not to eat. In vegetarian foods only, we have different frequencies again. High frequency foods, these are all like high frequency foods. You can see the list for yourself. This coconut, raw nuts, seeds, organic, this things, fermented foods, sprouts, all these things, herbal tea, all these are high vibrational foods. And these are all low vibrational foods. Even in vegetarian foods, these are all low vibrations. For example, this, of course, is sugar, alcohol, soda, coffee, fast foods, unhealthy oils, deep fried food, all these things. So we can eat them once in a while, not on a regular basis. So we should be careful. The regular basis, if we eat, we'll be lowering our own frequencies. So yeah, this is again the same table, table wise, same thing. So now actually what is end time madness? Like end time madness is like uh, the blockages will come out like fast. I mean, when the event is going to happen, before that, maybe, yeah, what is an event we can say? I mean, yeah, event we can discuss later. Entire madness is like when the event is going to happen closely, that time the unfinished business will have to rush fast. For example, if we want to catch a plane, if we go in time, we are all prepared and go in time, and before 2 hours we'll be there. We'll easily go without any issues. Easily, our life will be a very cool transition. Getting into the plane is a very cool transition. If we go in time, we are all prepared and everything. For example, if we don't go in time, or I mean, or there's something issue about some visa or traffic or something, we are late. then how much panicky will become to catch the flight, how much panic will have to undergo, right, to catch the plane. So this is that entire madness. So when the earth is, that event is will happen when the earth shifts from 3D to 5D, that particular, say, couple of days or in a week's time, that event will happen. That time a lot of people will start experiencing this madness. So many people will leave the body, may have to leave the body, and who are sitting on the fence with great difficulty, they may jump towards 5D. And people who are already prepared, who are going through this 4D process, will easily do a transition without any panic or without any negative effects on themselves, and they will just cross over. So this is that entire madness. And also, as we are already moved into the photon belt, some people are already started experiencing very low vibrating people will already start experiencing health issues, mental issues, and all this. You can see already what's happening. People who are engrossed in deep 3D world, already a lot of mental issues they are going through, a lot of personal level things are happening. So entire madness has already started across the globe. It will slowly increase as we are closer to the event. It will slowly increase. So better to prepare ourselves properly and start working towards that 5D transition. What exactly is the event is? Now, as I told you, our Earth's magnetic field is protecting us from the sun wind, the CMEs that are thrown at us. Magnetic field is protecting us. So, because of that, we are safe. Now, what is expected is the magnetic field is getting weaker and weaker because there's a continuous bombardment that's happening from the sun flare, from the sun, this thing, winds, continuous bombardment. So the magnetic field is getting weaker and weaker. At some point of time, the solar winds will hit the surface of the earth. So if it hits, then I don't know, a lot of high energy, it's a high energy thing that's going to happen. And a lot of our, maybe our satellites will go for a conk, and the communication systems will go for a toss. We don't know. I mean, it's all expected. May happen, may not happen, depends on the timeline that we are in. So, so this is all expected. Some definitely a big event is like, for example, nobody expected tsunami. Nobody expected this thing also, coronavirus. What all happened? Devastation happened, right? So something very, very, very big is going to happen. This is not to scare you, just for you to tell, be prepared. Let us reach the airport in time and let us have a smooth transition so that at the end moment we don't have to suffer. So once we are ready for that high vibration, then these things won't affect us. For example, the sunstroke, for a lot of people in north and all, we hear that because of sunstroke, people died because they could tolerate that. Their body was not capable of tolerating. Whereas healthy people stay the same, people staying in the same location with where they were healthy could survive the sunstrokes, right? For them, they can withstand that. Similarly, this is also same sort of phenomenon. If you're already prepared and vibrating at the higher frequencies, then this should not matter for you. So this is the thing which we can expect. Maybe in a this will happen in a span of 3 days or a 1 week. This event may happen. Then we will move on to the beautiful 5D world. So yeah, and timelines, we can say as of now, it is 2027 max. Till then, we all last 3 years to go. It may happen it may happen early or it may happen slightly late. It is not fixed, but more or less around this, it will happen. So max is 2027 is expected. So yeah, so there are three categories of people on this earth. One is who are totally immersed in 3D matrix, who are totally not aware of what's happening. And one is the fourth D. You all are here because you're already in fourth D. You want to know, you already started. You, at least through knowledge, now you start working on yourself and start meditating, and all these frequency virtues I told, start working on that. And then slowly, then when 5D event happens, we'll easily shift to 5D. It's a beautiful world. So yeah, um, I got some feedback that some people are not aware of chakras and nadis. So I thought I'll just cover this in 10 minutes. I'll just, of course, a lot of people, everybody knows chakras and nadis. Whoever doesn't know, I will just explain. See, basically, what chakras and nadis are like electric system in our house. When we get electricity from the source, there's a source where electricity is generated. Then it comes down, it gets distributed, and finally, one small thing comes into our house. One wire comes into our house, and we get electricity, right? So same thing, like chakras are junction points, like where energy comes and it gets distributed. And nadis are like electric current wires. So nadis are subtle body. These are all subtly happening in our body. So nadis are like electric wires where which transmit this subtle energy, bioelectric energy into our each of the organs. So these houses we can consider as a each of the organs into our system. There are here we can see. So chakras are like energy centers or substations. Then nadis are like are actually there are subtle tubes inside our body. It's nothing but like which gives that prana shakti. And we the source is nothing but the cosmic energy which is coming from the central sun or wherever, where the cosmic energy, the prana shakti that comes in, that is the source. And we have three main nadis. One is Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. This yellow color one is the Sushumna nadi, which is the center. And actually, what happens is there is something called Brahmarandra on the top of our head, through where the energy enters. This is the point, that red point, what you see here. There's a small subtle hole every human being has, and every living being has. So energy enters through that. Cosmic energy from the central source enters through. For everybody it enters, but if as we start meditating, more and more energy enters. We that This thing becomes broader. I mean, the pathway becomes broader, and more energy enters. That is used for if as we start meditating, why we get healed mentally, physically, holistic healing. Why it happens is the pure energy enters and cleanses our system. That is why we need to meditate. So, so this is the Brahmarandra, from where the energy enters, and this it passes from the head. It passes through our spinal cord. In the spinal cord, in this you can see here, this is the spinal cord cross section, and in the center from the head, that small subtle tube is there. That is called the Sushumna nadi, and it runs through the spine. So, and at each point there are different chakras. So this is like for this chakra is like I told you, as a distribution point, which again through nadis, this thing bioenergetic energy flows, and there are 72,000 nadis. Like this is the nadi you can see all across the body. Of course, here they're shown outside just to make it clear, but everything is inside the body. And seven main chakras are there. This is the main seven chakras running the Sushumna Nadi. And totally there are 114 chakras overall. One, of course, two outside the body also there. One is soul star chakra and one is earth chakra. Apart from that, all are inside the body. We'll have minor chakras also. And these are all the seven main chakras. This is how the system is there, along the spinal cord. Yeah. So just in case if you don't know about, yeah, this is my presentation. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you everybody for being a part of this. So if you have any questions, please you can start asking. So any questions, please you can raise your hands. So thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. I had to go very fast because there were around 60 slides to cover, so I just went very fast. Hope if you want to revisit them, you can let me know if you didn't understand anything. I will again, we can go back and explain about it. Yeah, thank you.
Questions also. Somji, that was a wonderful session, I would say. And before we find someone asking questions, let me put it on record that you covered it very holistically. In fact, scientific approach always matters much in present scenario. So that way, बहुत अच्छा रहा ये सेशन. Or I'm sure everyone must have got a very, very impactful and scientific, logical background to 5D. So with this, really, it is great that you covered it so well. I'll ask all the participants kindly come forward. If you have any questions, please do ask.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, Somji. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Actually, now we are all so highly educated people. Without logic, without evidence, we won't believe anything. So, of course, we have everybody. I mean, everything happening around us. So, only that we are not aware of what's happening. So, luckily, we have few souls who are awakening towards that, the real reality of life, which is going to unfold in front of us. So, I request all newcomers to really seriously follow up with this. You may be doing meditations and all, that's very great. But knowing these and working towards these are also very, very important. We need to transform and go into higher frequencies for us to really enable us to go up to the 5D mark. It's all like a final exam for us. There's no retake on this. When the event is happening, there is no retake. So we all should be ready for it to jump. Smooth jump. Yeah. So any questions, please raise your hands if you have anything. Even if you don't on your cameras, it is fine with us. You can just raise your hands. Okay.
I think it was great, Somji.
Thanks.
I think everyone
Thanks.
has absorbed it, and they will take some time actually to.
Yeah, it's a very, very
High subject, no?
heavy matter.
Yes.
And many will be shocked.
But
Oh,
you
ये
done a
सब.
great job, Somji.
Thank you.
Yes.
You explained very well.
Yep, very, very well. Actually, a lot of scientific things were, pretty well covered. You covered it very nicely.
Yes.
Actually, even for me, like, is there all downloads I can say? I just get it. I mean, I just put it. I just get it. I just put it from past 1 week. I'm just accumulating it. I mean, it's happening that way. It's just happening.
Very nice.
It
Yep.
is like
Great
synchronous.
session, yeah, of course.
It is like synchronicities which happen, and
Yeah.
It was not so easy. But
Hmm.
आपने सारा दे दिया. एक ही इसमें सारा दे दिया. बहुत सारा दे दिया.
The amount of information that you shared is actually quite vast, probably people will take some time to absorb it.
Yeah. Even I had 60 slides to cover, so I went very, very fast. Like because
Yeah.
one slide per minute also will take 1 hour only for explanation. So I went very fast to finish it off.
And for this topic, for digestion also, it's take time.
Yep.